Sivaya Nama Thiruchitrambalam. Welcome back to our finale verse in the 4th Thirupadigam from the 9th Thirumurai. We are going to talk about the 11th verse. The verse goes this way, Thiruchitrambalam. Sirappudai adiyar tillai sembonam balavar kalam uraipudai adiyar keel keel uraipar sevadi neeradar irappodu pirappinukke idiyaraai meendum meendum pirapparai kaana kanvai pesadu appeigalode. Thiruchitrambalam. This is the concluding verse for this entire Thirupadigam, and it comes with a beautiful advice, and it's a very hard advice to follow also. The reason is, when we talk about surrendering ourselves to Lord Shiva, it's easy. Surrendering to God is much easy, comparatively much easy. But when we are asked to surrender to one of his disciples, that will be the most difficult one. Our ego will not let go of that situation so easily. We will always start criticizing the situation. We'll say, why would I want to do that? He's the same as me, I'm the same as him. Whatever excuses we can come up with, but we will not let our ego sink up here. So that is the most difficult part that we will always get into. That's the beauty of this particular verse. In this, the saint says, we have to surrender ourselves to Lord Shiva. Those people who have already surrendered to Lord Shiva, we need to surrender ourselves to those people, and we need to take the sand from their feet and we have to apply that as the holy ashes. Imagine the situation. Are we able to do this? Will our ego get onto this? Will we be able to even carry on with this thought? That is the biggest question. And the next two lines in this verse says that if we are not able to do that, if we are not able to surrender to that extent and we are not able to move on, what will happen to the soul? Obviously, we will get into the vicious cycle of birth and death. We will always get into this trap of birth and death because we don't have any other choice. Our ego is so prominent that it brings us to this world once again, and we will go through the same turmoil once again. So in order to get rid of this ego, get rid of this birth and death vicious cycle, all we have to do is surrender ourselves to Lord Shiva. Not only that, surrender ourselves to the disciples of Lord Shiva. In Saivism, one of the most important concepts is not only surrendering to God is emphasized, but surrendering to the devotees of the God is also heavily emphasized, and that is the only way we can get rid of this particular birth and death vicious cycle. Lovely verse. This concludes ThiruMaaligai Thevar's all 4 padigams. I'll come back again with the next saint very soon, next padigam very soon. Until then, Sivaya Nama Thiruchitrambalam.